Hey everyone, alright, so I'm here to do a book review on Ignite by Lilly Paradis. So this book is about Lauren Lindsay. She just turned 21 years old. She's in college. I believe going into her last year at the university, and she's at DMV renewing her license, and she gets a call from her uncle, and this call changes her life completely. Anyways, okay, she finds out that her stepmother has passed away, and in the will, she left Lauren her three step siblings, and she is left like completely knocked out. Not really, but just like totally surprised that why would you leave a 21-year-old these kids? So she's up for this decision of like whether she's gonna take care of these kids or let them go into foster care where they're probably not going to be growing up together and they're going to be living in separate homes. So it's kind of like a big predicament because you don't really want to send someone into foster care, where you don't know where they're going to end up and what kind of house, what kind of family and stuff like that. So she's got a decision on her hands. And at 21, that's crazy to think about, like, having to deal with because, at 21, you just want to party and have fun and be loose and just finish school and be young, not be taking care of kids. But anyways, she meets a guy named Dean, and Dean is kind of helps her with this decision, and not in like that bad, like selfish way, like I'm only gonna stay with these kids if Dean stays with me kind of way. It's more of like his purpose in this scenario and all that stuff. It's really cool how everything is aligned and meant to be in this book, and I really like that aspect about it. Yeah, so overall, I really love this novel. I thought I would probably give it a 4.5 out of 5. Or, there's really nothing wrong with it. It's just like I really liked it, but I didn't like love it. But I really enjoyed the book. It's a really good story, and I am really basing this opinion on the next book I read because after I finished Ignite, I was kind of like, oh my gosh, I really wish I didn't finish it. I really love this book, but then I went right into the next book and I'm like, I totally forgot about Ignite. But anyways, you can stay tuned to my next review to know what book that was. But anyways, Ignite was a really good book. I would recommend it to anyone. It was easy to read, and I love the characters. Lindsay's actually pretty likable. I would say she's a pretty likable character. I mean, to me, she acts like anyone who would if they were in that situation at 21 years old. You know, there's really no characters in this book that I fully hated or found annoying. So that aspect of it was really good. And I like the creativity / imagination, like within this book. I just felt like there were some things, like aspects of this book that most people would not have access to. I don't really know how to say it without spoiling anything, but there's just a situation in this book where it's like it kind of comes off like it could be too easy and like, not realistic. And she mentions this in a blog post, but I kind of liked it because it's like when you're writing a book or a novel or whatever, it's your universe, it's your world, it's your life, or not your life, but it's your creation, and you have every right to put stuff that not everyday people would have. And that's fine because there are people probably who have access to stuff like this, but a lot of contemporary books, they want to go more realistic and more like, relatable. But I like the fact that there are some things in this book that were like, that probably would never happen in my lifetime, or to me, I mean, not my lifetime, but to me. So I enjoyed that. I have nothing really wrong to say about it. Only that there is an issue. Sorry, I'm like totally out of breath. Like from like, if you watch my last video, you know I'm pregnant, and right now, sorry, I'm full term. Like, he's coming this week, so I'm like totally out of breath, and my mind is not with me today. So I am sorry. But going on, the only thing, and it's not even a bad thing to me because I didn't notice it, but I'm just gonna mention it to those people. You probably already know if you watch other people's reviews on this novel that Lilly had a dispute with her editor a little bit about some things. Like, they edited her book and totally changed some of the grammar and and how she wrote it. So there are not a lot, but there are some grammatical errors in this book that could kind of change the story a little bit, but not really. It didn't really change the story for me. It's just like, some things may be like, there might not be apostrophe, so it kind of puts like a different like meaning to that sentence than if you were to put that apostrophe. And there are just some grammatical just like things you notice, but it's not every like a whole paragraph of grammatical errors or 5 pages full of grammatical errors. It was like every once in a while there was just something that just popped out. And to me, it did not affect my opinion on the book at all. It didn't affect how I read it, because I kind of understood how she was, going. Anyways, so I don't think it's like a problem. I don't think it's going to annoy you unless you're like a grammar Nazi and everything annoys you no matter what. So other than that, it didn't affect me at all. I think that situation sucks, and that I'm sorry she had to go through that, because it's like her work, and why would an editor make grammatical errors to her novel? It doesn't make any kind of sense.